Welcome back to day 5 of our coverage here at Masters Madrid, and our final match of the Swiss stage is about to go underway. It's going to be the Blue Wall versus W Gaming. Of course, I'm Golden Boy alongside with Mimi and Kukuka, and we have a great one for you. It's going to be Carmine Corp going up against PRX, and I think a lot of people were very much selling PRX very short going into their matchup against HyperX yesterday, and we saw a revitalized, rejuvenated, energetic PRX, Mimi, that honestly we haven't really quite seen before, especially when, you know, they've always been known as the fun guys, having a good time. But no, Moniette was out there just talking all that hot trash. Had to make sure I correct myself. Almost pulled a Brent for a moment there.
I'm people. I was the one who was doubting PRX. For good reason.
How dare you people?
Because they have not looked like themselves this entire tournament. But HyperX awoke the beast. Benji Fishy was standing up, was yelling at them, telling them to sit down. And then the second half, they had one of the wildest comebacks I have seen. Finally, this team was back PRXing, right? All the individuals were popping up. They were flooding back into sight. They were making magic happen. It felt like honestly, just the mystique of PRX, of how do they win this, was back for the first time in ages.
Yeah, exactly. And probably it wasn't just coming from them, it was provoked by the other team.
Absolutely.
As we were just watching, like, the reaction is unanimous also on the side of PRX. It would be so easy because after, what was it, 4K in 4 rounds in a row, like, HyperX was just,
I mean, they were getting stomped the first half.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what? Enough is enough. We're not going to have it, and they go on to be the most PRX, just thriving in the chaos that they love, and just giving up the best performance that we've seen so far from them just last week.
And let's not forget that Forsaken came into this event saying, you know, I'm playing like a 6 out of 10. We asked Alex what he thought coming into this event PRX was going to be. What did he say?
He said 6 out of 10.
Like, they feel like they're coming into this event like so mid, and then they end up walking on that stage just clapping.
They were. This is the first time that they have been more than that 6 out of 10. You look at the rest of that HyperX game, and there was mistakes being made. HyperX was the better team for the majority of that one, but they have this wild ability to activate sometimes and come back, and that's what makes them such a scary opponent against a team like Carmine Corp, who plays very similar.
Sorry, there is something that makes teams like PRX, teams that have been in so many international events different from the others, and is that they have the ability to peak where they need it most.
It's very similar to Loud, honestly, in that
Exactly, right. It's a very good simile, because many teams will peak, their peak is out of their control, right? They will have like a brilliant, outstanding performance, and maybe they feel a bit lackluster, like for example what we saw from EDG. Most teams cannot control it. If you're able to control it, that is more than just an ace under your sleeve.
Well, you know, we talk about this, but the catalyst of it all was Moniette. He was the guy who got up and let everyone know who was boss. Thankfully, we got a chance to speak to him because Mika Fabs is standing by with him.
Hey Moniette, can you come over here really quickly? Just a really quick question. So yesterday, your performance, that was a really strong statement coming from you. So what do you plan on doing on keeping the momentum going against KC?
Nothing special actually. I just want to win today because if we lose today, me and Davai will lose the laundry at the hotel.
Is that so? You lose the laundry?
Yeah, because if you lose, like you're going to leave tomorrow, you know.
Oh no, stakes are definitely high then. All right, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Brother, I get it.
Dude, they're winning the tournament. They're winning the tournament. They need to get the laundry.
Blood's got to get his laundry back, okay?
We're all like, here the Furies, wow, the performance, chiming in, just being unreal.
They're playing for a pair of socks.
Meanwhile, in their minds, man, I have my mom's t-shirt. She's gonna kill me if I go back and I lose the t-shirt and it stays in the hotel.
They're playing for some clean draws. I respect that very much so. All right, well, we'll see, though. Now, the thing is, you know, when you talk about PRX, you always have to talk about something. The player.
The guy.
Something.
Chad, is this something?
I don't. Now,
it is.
The thing is, though, something definitely was a question mark for us because we were seeing him a few times, especially on that Gecko. It just wasn't really clicking the way. I know Mitch is somewhere around happy that I mentioned it. And I guess what I'm wondering here is, you know, Kukuka, like what ends up happening with something coming into this? Because it feels like he has now just found that next gear that he really needed.
I mean, we have to say that in Lotus and in that split, I think that he came back to life. He had to be like some of the in this series compared to what he was doing previous in the tournament. It's gone crazy.
Look at this comparison. The rest of Masters, he's an average Joe. He's a guy who shows up, who's playing the game, whatever. And then map 2 and 3 against Heretics. He's something again. He's winning every first duel he takes. He's out there dominating them. This guy's an absolute superstar, and he wasn't playing like it for most of the event. But he locks Jet 2 maps in a row, and he's enabled very well by his team. PRX is the team where we have to talk about the individuals. We have to talk about the confidence, because that's what gets them going. They have these ideas of how they want to play the comps, of how they want to do it. But it does not work unless you have individuals like this team does. Seeing them online now makes them a very dangerous team for KC to deal with today.
Incredibly fast, incredibly literally on your face. There are some of the things that, as you're saying, not many teams can go into that line because they just make everything seem crazy. All the action happens in like 10, 15, 20 seconds, and if you're not up to speed, you're gonna be late, man.
All right, well, let's go ahead and shift focus to their opponents on the other side of the stage. It's going to be Carmine Core. Now, they're going to be looking for redemption here because they had to, unfortunately, swallow a tough defeat against the Sentinels. But this is a team that really met a brick wall, right, in Sen. And now, coming into this one, Kukuka, we get to see what this KC team is made of as they have to dig deep, which is something that, well, we have only seen once before. Isn't that right?
Yeah, exactly. We know that KC, just because it's a very new team, they have only lost that one time, right? We saw them failing against Team Heretics back in EMEA. But after that loss, they went on a streak and just kept winning and winning until they got their revenge against them in the final there at kickoff.
Yeah, in the last match we watched them, they were playing a team who just went into playoffs looking fantastic. Sentinels, and it really came down to the wire. I think the make or break in that game, though, was counter-stratting and the read that Kaplan and Sentinels had ahead of time. Here's one example to take a look at on their split, where they go for this Yoru play that we see from them a lot, where they set up this paranoia, and then it gets punished by Sen. They overcommit to it.
So here's the thing. Junkie is completely ready. I love that we're seeing it also in this lower speed. So basically, as you're saying it, he's going to be using the Euro ultimate, and he spots 1, 2, 3, minimum, I would say 3 to 4 players. The thing is that instead of going back, instead of saying, this is not safe, there is a high likelihood that I'm going to go down, they commit to it. So we're in a part in the tournament that is going to be a before and an after when we go into playoffs. Set plays will get you this far. If you want to go into playoffs and actually be a great contender to winning this trophy, you have to see beyond.
And this is the turning point for KC. Will it be like EMEA kickoff, where they take that loss, they learn from it, and they go on a run from there on out? Or will it be like many a promising team that have come to international events before, hit that roadblock and fallen? That's the question for today. Both teams have a massive expectation to make it out of groups, but only one of these squads has been under that pressure before. Yeah, well, of course, we have Mika standing by. She's going to get some words with Martine. Let's see what's going on there.
Hey Magnum, can we pull you aside for a really quick question? So a lot of IGLs, a lot of coaches say that PRX is a tough team to play against, especially for the first time. So how did you prep for this match?
So hello. Yeah, I agree. I think their playstyle is quite annoying. But I don't think it's the playstyle. I think it's their individual performance. I think they're quite insane. But we prepare for all of the other teams, and I think we are ready.
All right. Good luck to the team.
Thank you.
All right, well, this is going to be a tall task here without a doubt for both of these teams, but they know the challenge is at stake here for the both.
Yeah, and I mean, that is really the question today. He can give an answer, but it only comes down to showing in the server. PRX is the hardest team for new IGLs to play against because they play like no one else. You can prepare for how their util combos work, for the plays the players make, but they will take risks that no one else will. And today isn't going to be about the prep, going to be about what fantastic counter strat Eng came up with ahead of time. This has to be about Magnum, about this team, and how one of the youngest rosters we have here can adapt to the most chaotic team, the hardest team to play for the first time in VCT.
Yeah, exactly. And there's many answers that you can give to this question, right? Are we going to give them the space? Are we going to fight them? Are we going to give that chaos a little bit more? If you just look at the compositions, you might think that KC is the kind of team that is going to fight fire with fire, right?
Sure,
but for when you see them play, you see a different kind. You see that they interpret the utility in a different way for them to have different outcomes. So I'm really looking forward to see what Magnum is able to do today.
All right, well, we got a few more seconds before we toss it to the map, so I want to get real quick predictions. You know, we haven't really done this in a while, so how are you guys feeling? PRX, KC, Mimi?
I mean, I think KC will win this match, but I think it has to come down to the adaptation. I think that their map pool is stronger. They tend to have better reads. PRX is still playing a lot of comps that are kind of weird, off-kilter. They're still figuring themselves out, but there's a real chance PRX win. However, the necessity is they need to be playing like the second half of Split last night. If they can continue that energy, this is going to be a damn hard game for KC.
Hear me out, we're in Madrid. I cannot see this going any other way. KC has to make it onto the playoffs to say the very least. We already have Genji there. I think that they, you know, at least deserve it.
Yeah, I'm totally with you guys. And it would be a heartbreaker as well to not have, you know, any EMEA team in the playoffs.
For either of these teams, though. Imagine another playoffs without PRX. What would that be?
That's very true as well. Great point brought up there. There's still so many more questions. Thankfully, we do have the map selection ready to go. So let's see where we're headed for this epic confrontation.
All right, welcome to Map Select, presented by OMEN for match 2 of the day. Based on the draw order, KC, you are higher seed. Would you like Team A or Team B?
Team B.
Team B. So PRX, you'll be Team A, and we will start with your first ban.
Icebox.
Icebox, your ban?
Ban Sunset.
Ban Sunset. Map number 1 from PRX?
Bind.
Bind. Side on Bind.
Defense.
Defense. And map number 2?
Lotus.
Lotus. Side on Lotus.
Attack.
Attack. Next set of bans starting with PRX, you have Ascent, Breeze, and Split.
Split.
Ban Split. Your ban, you have Ascent and Breeze.
Ban Breeze.
Ban Breeze. Map number 3 by default is going to be Ascent. PRX, side on Ascent.
Play attack.
Attack. All right. Good luck to you both.
No confiaron, pero míralo. Llego con los míos y la grada explota. Le di la razón al que me quiso ver bien. Lo soñé en mi habitación y ahora primera me ven. No te hablo del avión. Vine por mi cinturón. No confiaron, pero míralo. Llego con los míos y la grada explota. No confiaron, pero míralo. Llego con los míos y la grada explota.
Both teams here looking to move past them, their opponent in this competition. This is going to be a tough game through and through. For PRX, they're a squad that really rides the momentum of the moment. But for KC, for Carmine Core, is it about being drilled, the structure, the plan of attack that they have here? Whether or not PRX will just blow the whole thing up.
Carmine Core, they've been tested before, but this is going to be something very different, something they've never experienced in EMEA. This is the day where they have to figure out if they can adapt to a team like PRX.
We were thinking and saying that 2024 might be the year for the rookies, while KC should be the one trying to prove that. Of course, we also have a new face on PRX, but we have known them for a very, very long time. People are also saying a tournament without Fnatic, without Energy, without all of those heavy hitters, especially DRX. Yes, exactly. When is going to be PRX's moment to lift the trophy?
That's a great question because it's been some time. Remember, this is a squad that was runner-up at champs last year, right? They have had so many great opportunities in their career here, but to get Monnier a trophy lift, for this team to have that moment would be huge.
I think it's almost more about Monnier getting it for the rest of his team, stepping up, filling those shoes, bringing this PRX squad back to those finals they've made before. But let's talk about the map, Vito. because I think this is where it gets really interesting. Both these teams play very off-kilter comps. You're not going to see the same head-to-head of the default comps we always get in a match like this. We're starting on Bind, and last time VALORANT played this, they lost this map, but I actually liked a lot of the things they were showing with this Harbor Raze composition, with Arena in there too. I think they have really creative ways of executing the site and of kind of pathing their way around and setting up their Raze player on the dive.
So here's the thing, right? I do disagree with one part. I was not very surprised because I like the Harbor, I like the intention, you know, of doing something different. To me, the Reyna was very lackluster.
Sure.
Like, I did not understand the final point onto why you would choose Reyna above something else.
But you did. That was a something.
Sorry.
That was dreadful.
Sorry, I didn't do it on purpose.
But the thing is, you don't understand why they choose Arena until something has a game. He has had a very slow tournament up until those last 2 maps yesterday. I think it's not the optimal pick, but if something is playing like he was last night, it is a dangerous pick for KC to go up against. Things for this team to watch out for is how aggressive PRX is with these fast site hits. If you're playing on the site, if you're playing backside A, you are going to get ran over. For me, when we're looking at KC, this is going to be about taking extremity control towards showers and long and playing off-site to be able to flood retake.
Exactly, it's the shower controls that in the previous match threw PRX off a lot. They were not able to regain that space, and I think that this composition may have a lot of holes. Carmine Core, and specifically Martin, has to be the one finding those holes and actually taking advantage of the situation.
We talk so much about these PRX individuals, but the 2 youngsters, Narrate and Martin, have been electric in Madrid thus far. If they can keep that up, if they can compete with PRX, there's no doubt that KC would be a player in the playoffs.
It's time for our final match of the Swiss stage and to find out who will be remaining in the playoffs. This is going to be a game with a lot of fireworks, so I think we're going to need to bring out the big guns. We got Pansy and IPOC.
That's incredibly kind of you, GB. But yeah, this game itself, to me, Mike, is feeling like a question of form. We've seen these teams look hot. We've seen them look pretty cold at times. Where do you stand on this matter?
I mean, it's a really interesting matchup in terms of kind of the style of both these, right? Without a Fnatic of old, without an EG of last year, this is the chaos meets structure, really. The best. We're probably going to get it at this at this event. We get straight into the pistol round here. Martin, typical position here. Going to take a deep peek on the shore. Something a Mind Freak here, seemingly aware of the possibility.
And looks like Martin not afraid to particularly show presence. So that's going to be that card removed from the initial start. But again, this to me is just purely, I have to wait and see what we see from these 2 teams, which sounds silly, right? It almost sounds like obviously that's what you're going to do. But because there's been such disparity in the way they've looked leading up to this point,
and also taking into account yesterday's performance, right?
Yes, of course.
It's the old, if you can carry that momentum across to today.
Well, I mean, then you've summoned the PRX of old, right? Or the one that strikes fear into every team's hearts, because they are hard to handle. And it looks like Shin's going to be the one to have to try and deal with it. Going to try and depend a little on Magnum too, but he's been already forced away. Pressure on the site, and it's Monnier there. Shin's gone down. The site is somewhat under PRX's hands. Can they confirm it, though? Can they get that plant down with any threat? Looks good so far, focusing mostly towards elbow to gain that control. Plants in times on their side, but there is presence on long here.
Actually, the flank comes through, 2 towards long, 1 still outside Martin here, outside Hookah, and actually Mind Freak going walkabouts here. Going to be punished for that. Magnum giving up a lot of space here, but PRX can't really find it. Thomas is already on the defuse.
Yeah, they need to get a challenge on that, and they do. Forsaken knows what he's up against, trying to do the damage, and Monnier is firing off today. That's what you want to be seeing as well. Magnum, the last one alive, trying to play it back in from CT, but they didn't achieve half on the defuse earlier. A tap on the spike will confirm he's no longer on it. Something with that wide swing around. PRX, good beginning here.
Comfortable here. Really, with this flank coming through the TP, I think maybe Carmine are thinking there's 2, potentially 3 bodies. I mean, with a lack of information and Magnum taking such a deep position, there's some real questions about exactly what's going on site.
Yeah. And one of the caveats to me is Monnier. Now, we've seen his performance not quite to the highest echelons yet. He's had some very good games when activated, but I mean, we all noted Benji Fishy calling him out, and then what happened. But regardless, good to see him off to a very strong start. And Mind Freak, yeah, farming. Read it well. Dealing with Magnum and Martin in the very beginning here.
Healing over here.
Just going to be going through the motions. They've already done a great deal of damage. They don't need to particularly over-commit anywhere. Just need to be a little careful on the way back in case anyone's trying to fill that space behind them after the contact towards B-Long.
Manfred does actually give it up here. Narrate going to be played in on the Frank. An opportunity to maybe apply some pressure. Taking the long way around though. PRX will get a clean plant.
And let's see if any of those potentials could come in. Nah, it's looking good. Narrate's been caught. Last two, not really entertaining much of an attempt. So Shin and Tomasi are going to have to just kind of accept that this is going the way it's going. But again, for PRX, this is good composure shown here in this second round. This should keep all those weapons standing, especially that prized possession in the hands of something. That's the key component to them going forward. And again, you're going to have the likes of that Bulldog still in play as well. A couple of other little bits and pieces. Going to really bolster that going into the bonus. And for PRX, this is a good start. Cool, calm, collected. No threats found here. I'm going to give it up to the Spike just to ensure none of those orbs could have been farmed on them.
Right there. Carry across all this weaponry as well, so I think round 3 very interesting for PRX. Only really Martin with progress towards the ultimate. See whether or not they're going to take a proactive approach here to the defense, take the fight to PRX.
Even the sentence.
A tall order, yeah.
As soon as you say it, it's like, whoa. I want to see if they're up to something with that bonus as well. Do they have something in mind? I hate the fact that there's a player called something because it makes me constantly say it. It's like if he cast big, oh, well, okay, at least he's getting kills with it. And Narrate's just been removed. He got to look at this round and then it was just taken away. Unlucky. And now the sight hit comes in off the back. Already big pressure from Monnier. Gap closing perfectly. Tomasi just massacred. That's perfect. Great work from Monnier. Gets the upgrade, sits back towards Showers. Job done. Those two will need to be saving here. There's no two questions about it.
Well, the question, I guess, if Monnier can carry that form across to today, that explosiveness still remains for sure. Only 2 left. Obviously, Shin and Martin going to give this one up.
Hello? Device face.
A little bit of a... something stunned.
Oh, you love to see it.
Another moment where you just wish you had comms.
I know, wouldn't it be great?
Man, that was a nudge to production. We can't see.
You're bold. But yeah, we'll pray. Does Combine Corps get to keep these rifles? I think they will. Definitely no one close enough towards Martin, but I was curious if Shin was maybe going to get a challenge on that, but no. All good, no harm, no foul. But for PRX, look at this gap close coming from Monnier. The fact he gets away with this, and there was no awareness coming out from Magnum there, just seemingly swept aside by that.
That's the audio we're missing.
Look, we're not allowed fun, all right? No fun allowed. How dare you request it? Oh, it's broken the back of Carmine Corps. And if you're the Carmine Corps fans out there, right, you're kind of hoping that they came out with a strong start. Maybe correct a little bit, maybe that confidence deficit they would have been playing with after being kind of pushed around. A lot of people saying they've been performing under expectation, which I think is a fair critique. Because there was such high hopes for this team coming out of kickoff, and they looked exceptional, but hasn't quite lived up to that. And again, the pace is unrelenting. Look at this, Monnier and something instantly dominating the space, and it's going to force them to respect this. I would say Magnum is a little behind enemy lines, but can he make anything of it?
It's going to be tough. With only a Sheriff in hand here. Oh, yeah, will land.
Are they going? Yeah, the gap closing now. Monnier going to be put to test, put to task. Oh, that's rough. Blinded, and Monnier just popping off. Yeah, farm him up. Even spotting Narrate there. Over towards Shybox. This guy's on for it. He's absolutely on the money today.
Any questions you had, Lauren?
Hey,
the opening 5 rounds here. Definitely a statement being sent. Carmine Corps would argue the MEA counterpart setting them up for failure today, stoking the fire of PRX.
And you're absolutely right, isn't it? You're almost seething if you're thinking about Heretics. Could you have not?
Just play it down a little bit, yeah.
Just relax, be humble, be like the fans on Twitter. Be, you know, how how dare you give it, you know? Calm it
Neilzinho
down.
hate club has just grown exponentially.
Poor old Neilzinho, man. Oh, God bless him. Well, let's see, does, I think it's Martin there on the other side, yep. Lovely early protocols. Again, we often kind of compliment Carmine Core and other teams with that, you know, the protocol list, and oh, you've got Eng in there, you know, you've really got, you know, those glimmers of Gambit, all of that fluff, but you've got to give credit where it's due as well. PaperX, yeah, but they're a little bit more simplistic at times in the way they approach the game. Obviously, mechanically is their high point, but they're still very diligent about any of these clears, always very heads up in their work.
That's the definition of thriving in the chaos. They're able to create it and benefit from it. A few other teams have. Slow down here at least by the poison orb. Snakebite to follow up.
Right there.
Monya chomping at the bit. Taking a very aggressive angle here.
Well, he's had Magnum's number. This time it's Forsaken, but it could have been either. He's absolutely been dominating this site. Now they're going to try and play in a little bit mid-tempo almost. Carmine will try and take a little bit of space back here, but there's going to be no reason to fear them. They've been sweeping them every time, and Monye is just a demon. You can't get away from him everywhere they go. It's only Shin to bite back so far, and even then, just about converting onto Monye, but there's the back lines. There's still something with that operator. Still willing to take a chance. Does Martin get any more play off this? Couple flashes, but not a lot of time. One close. Yeah, Forsaken not even going to let him get off that spike. PaperX in full form here, Mike, and Carmine Core don't have an answer.
No, expecting a timeout pretty soon.
Yeah.
Carmine Core to take stock and maybe come up with a way to really try and control the early round here, because PaperX, one of the worst things you can do is give them freedom. Give them space to, you know, do what Monye's doing here. Take really aggro pathing with your satchels. Get up in the faces. And bring the fight to you. It's very hard to sit back and play retake versus a team like PaperX. Because they always convert this space into a kill, maybe two, but there's very few options, to be honest with you, other than fight fire with fire.
Yeah, it is that choice, isn't it? Okay, we can sit super deep, play full retake, but
PaperX will keep pushing.
Of course,
you give them back. You give them backside, they go spawn. They go deeper and deeper.
So take space elsewhere, try and hold some part of it, but it's easier said than done. Teams with, you know, even bigger experience of struggle in this case. A lot of people, and when we talk bigger picture, Mike, while we're in this timeout, a lot of people look at Loud and go, okay, are they in championship form? You know, and how do they fare in this? You can't turn that gaze away from PaperX either, because they're the ones who got to, you know, champs finals. They're one of the old gods at this tournament. They've still held on. Yes, there's been some roster changes. That's not a surprise. But still, they have that potential, and it scares me because round by round and kill by kill, I feel like we're getting closer to what makes them almost untouchable. Carmine Core's certainly not touching it right now.
Yeah. Monye leading the charge, 10-2. Looking fired up once again today. A couple of ultimates about coming online here for Carmine Core. Martin still sitting on his, but away from the Seekers. Showstop around the corner as well, potentially. The next buy round for KC.
Yeah.
PaperX looking to explore towards B long here. Now Martin does have a TP, but it's very quickly going to get cancelled out. Yeah, he's cancelled out himself here. A pace change for PaperX.
Different site too. We've seen them hammering that A site. A little bit of the stack was in play. Nice from Shin, but just the teeth marks left in the corpse. Down to 4 apiece. A little bit of a pause here. Maybe trying to identify where some of these players may be. They've got to have a good idea.
They're taking the TP, right?
What was that?
They're just in full troll mode here in this anti-eco. Left one posted up here. Mind Freak try and police these weapons. I mean, it's an operator, so you know KC are going to want it. Narrate the first to identify Mind Freak's position. Yeah, KC now.
They're running. They're just
thinking better of it.
I mean, the guy's the Iceman. You know what I mean? You don't mess with that kid. He's just wild. But at this point, you're looking for silver linings and small bonuses. And Magnum has connected towards Divide, but actually going for the Seekers too. They're really committing on this one. Flash's turn. Something's got
found one.
A little bit of a heal here. So ult's going to come in, but they're going to run low on time. Keep your mind towards Monye as well. Still in the case. Still in the mix. He has been a monster so far.
But they didn't know where it was.
He's been outdone. Magnum finds him, and they seem so confused.
KC were looking towards showers.
They had no idea.
Thrifty.
They get away with daylight robbery on that one.
Well, even at that moment, you're questioning the investment of the Seekers from Magnum, but KC explode back into this retake.
Hey, they needed that, Mike.
Stop the momentum. Potentially, I mean, Martin full commits.
Trying.
Coming out, yeah, Tomazzi, I don't know. Maybe the position wasn't relayed, but he's looking towards bench and showers here. Luckily, a second teammate to pick up the slack. All right, gonna get aggressive here. And his bodies. There are plenty down here.
Okay, you said it before, fight fire with fire, and they are setting Monye ablaze. They're gonna carry on. Martin willing to challenge. They're getting down and dirty. Something has quelled some of that aggression by taking away Martin, but still, they have the man advantage for the first time in what feels like forever.
Fast flank coming through as well. You can see already progress outside of hook-up. PRX got to be conscious of that now.
Clearing with both of them. That was fortunate not to be a collat at that point. Very nearby. Narrate needs to be careful because they've already slipped a little ahead. He might have heard Forsaken and he definitely knows someone's close by, so he'll be trying to evade that.
What?
Did he?
He just stepped out of the cove.
Oh god, and Device right here. They've got no idea!
That's done. Quick break.
Look, you can try and play PRX in their own game, but they are damn good at it themselves. And there was just some audacious moments in that.
I mean,
Again,
it's one of those moments when Narate's probably thinking, yeah, it'd be crazy if this guy just
no
walks
way.
out
Why
of his
would
own
he?
smoke or cove or whatever it is. Something able to get I guess, a benefit of timing here. Avoiding the boom bot, unable to get traded because of the dismiss. But Monye facing the showstopper. You hear the audio cue. It's one of those things, a tale as old as time.
You can do it once, you ain't going to be able to do it twice. Something now holding for this aggression. You can see him chomping at the bit, though. He wants in. Tomasi. That was bold to hold that angle. Again, this is welcome to deathmatch.
Yeah.
Welcome. This is now just.
This is the sort of thing that you want to see from KC. You don't want to see them lose an opening duel and then back up and look to absorb a site hit. That's just not going to work versus PRX. If they're allowed to execute onto you. I mean, Mindfreak's going to find himself a wide open A site here. The penny has dropped after Tomazzi's challenge. Again, you can't really fault it. Like I said, Tomazzi's posted up, almost posturing a little bit that, yeah, we're going to fight for this site. PRX at another situation where it's just they're not willing to show any respect.
Spike plant.
A Molly here, orbital strike, showstopper, plenty of post-plant possibilities here. I was just wondering, actually, how quick this flank's going to come through. But yeah, Mindfreak's
Got to be aware of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he dropped the smoke. He's back on it now.
Yeah.
He's going to look to orbital strike just for the dog.
And he's just
Cooked it.
Not ideal in that, and now Forsaken going to play forward. PRX still starting to thrive, coming alive. Divine and Forsaken in unison. Send them back in. Carmine Court are trying. They are trying to play this scrappy game, and it just isn't working for them.
Fortunately here now, I have a lot of scoreboard pressure in this first half, a 6-round deficit. We've seen too much of a switch up here from PRX, but still seemingly a decent read on the early round. Able to punish this aggression down A short time and time again.
They've got to change this scoreline somehow. Otherwise, Carmine Core, their backs will be breaking from their heavy heart just looking at that scoreboard. It's brutal to play against mentally, because you're trying to pick yourself up to be confident, take challenges against a team who are running you down. And again, a little bit of variation coming out from PRX here, looking at trying to adjust towards that B side, or at least an early indication of it. TP committed to, it looks like. Actually, no, going to decide to back away.
Now they're almost faking that they've rotated, creating all this pressure, dumping all this util, but all it is a switch up towards B long. But Magnum's going to sniff it out.
That was good information there in the Seekers, but they are going to go on this. I'm waiting to see Monye dive in here. They've got to know that Tomasi is still around as well. You can see the Lears there. Martin has found Mindfreak, but they've got the site control. You can already see that they've started to really place their banner on this site. Look for the flanks, look for the pressure on the back lines. We need that plant to come in for at least a little bit of safety for PRX, which they've got right about now. 4v5, it gets dicey.
Three coming
Forsaken,
through hookah.
gonna invest that little bit of utility to try and keep them further
Look
away.
at the reflank, though. Look at Device's position.
That could be huge.
He's got to get there quick, though.
Timing, can something hold them back? Can he buy a couple of seconds here? That's all he needs, a couple of seconds. Device done so well. He does catch Shin. Forsaken then called in. It is just methodical in approach. It's a 2v2, but look at the HP. The walk-in wounded, limping towards the site. It's just Magnum left alive, and that is just not gonna work out. PRX, just outstanding right now. This is them in final full form in my mind.
They have plans on plans. I mean, it's almost automatic as soon as the Trailblazer comes down long.
Yeah.
PRX know they have to be explosive. Capitalize on that timing. Get ahead of the rotation of KC. Again, you can't even really fault. You look at the minimap here, and when PRX freeze on this first wave, the first pressure out towards hookah, KC are immediately rotating. They know that PRX are trying to find these timings. I think now PRX starting to play with that a little bit.
Subverting
It's
expectation.
it's the
so
pressure
good.
now. KC is so desperate to get a round win up. They want to be so active around the map that they create these holes themselves.
This is that experience in play again. You know, we can give Eng all the credit in the world.
PRX have done this to countless teams, countless teams.
Best in the world, best in the world through errors at this point. Keep in mind, this isn't just a team that's only done it once during an X stint when the meta was X, Y, and Z. No, this is a historic team who's been able to do this over a variety of errors.
Look at it now. Shin's smoked
Look
down
at
long.
it. Look what they've done to him.
This is all on the back of just the one wall coming through, but PRX might have a mystery here.
Scout destroyed.
There we go. This could be it, but they've got to make it work with very little. Martin's got to be good for it. Spots one, lets him cross. This is huge. The discipline is here, but can he drop the bodies? He can. That's two. A third needed. Not going to get it. They still have a chance here, PRX. They're up against pistols. What is going on? Something just flew in. Narate got a satchel kill. What the hell just happened?
One of the most bizarre Mastercard thrifties you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Something seemingly thinking he has double the range with a shorty. Very bizarre. And just after crediting them, this is a total misread of the situation. KC finally able to actually win out in one of those scenarios that I was saying wasn't really suiting them up until now.
Yeah. Operator on, I believe, either side. Yeah, Narate's got his. Something. Gonna go for it too. And now we're in a bit of a state of flux, aren't we? Things are a little bit up in the air. Are they going for those double fakes again? Are they just gonna be pausing off to take maybe a little bit of space? What are they up to? Lots of question marks. This is gonna put Magnum through the ringer. And already Narate gonna find something, so that's his opposing number basically removed, but the bulk of the hit is coming this way.
So Tomazi didn't actually catch the stun there. Will result in the pick coming out in response. Big ultimate to draw out this early on. Tomazi did actually take some damage there.
He's got to be careful.
Among that exchange. Do have a third member here. Narate has come across with the operator just to hold elbow, yeah.
There.
Problem for Shin. I don't think he's going to take too much damage here and actually rewarded.
Tomazi still trying to keep his head down.
It's 10 HP in here.
A little bit of spam, a little bit of a shot going astray is going to at least drop the pit for them. That's a plant now. Mind Freak and Divide. Ult going to be invested from Martin. He's going to try and lead the way. Can he spot these players out? Did he see Mind Freak slip towards elbow? That's the question, because he can try and divide and conquer. The flash is sent, they know it. This is good from Carmine Corp, but can they handle him? Yes! Ult upon ult, they are investing everything. And now Divide in a 1v3. Flash still with Martin. That's about it. And yeah, that's clean from Narate there. That's fine. He'll be happy with that. And they've given themselves a window to work with Mike. It's not much, but it's there.
Like I said, you come out of this with an 8-4. Feels like a bit of a miracle with how this half kicked off.
Yeah.
KC with a course correction towards the end of this first half. I mean, look at the timeline here. Very, very quick response here from PRX to apply this pressure towards hookah, but it's the Viper's bit that really slows them down, forces PRX to reconsider their approach. And a crucial 4K from Narate. really the superstar, I guess, overall so far here in Madrid for KC.
Guy's a standout player, huge potential. And for an early crunch towards A. HyperX maybe waiting for that burst here. Yep, there it is. Something they depended on before. Going back to it again, it was brutal. You saw it before, Monnier really ran rampant, but it was actually Magnum this time to hold him back. This is better, but he's not going to be alone. Narrate's trying to close the gap a little here. Might deny Forsaken, he does. Yeah. Good work. Boombot to follow, but there is a squad of 3 staring him down. The Cove is keeping them safe. Another satchel, another denial. Rotations are coming in. This is great.
It's textbook.
This is really good from Narrate. Again, from that capability before to this, but the rotation, Mike, they're taking the TP. They've got a free site.
Yeah, something's looking for the backstab. Molly will go down. That will cut off any sort of pressure coming back through from Spawn here. Narrate, does he consider the possibility?
He's got to, right? We've seen this.
He's so conscious of taking that TP.
Oh, fight on CT though. Not going to be able to get the follow options there. That is control from Devi. Delivers bullet after bullet perfectly. And now the problems for the final 2, trying to play it back towards the site. Martin looking to try and take control with that operator. Look through, see if he can spot someone out. But again, they're playing deep. They're going to make him work for it. Spots something. Over towards Long. Spots Devi. They've seen both of the players. Can they close down on them though? They're not going. Oh, they do swing ahead. I mean, it's PRX, and apparently Narrate can see you just fine. Carmine Core just about back in this, Mike.
Something unfortunately locked out of the site here with an SMG. No real possibility for him to get much done, but a beautiful recovery. I hate to say that at an 8-4 scoreline, but a recovery nonetheless for Carmine Core. See if the approach continues here for PRX in the second half. Apply that same sort of aggression once again, Laurent.
Can they keep it up? Can they keep that tempo up? Carmine Core scraping together those 4 critical rounds. Is it going to be enough?
That is the question that is on our minds, because it started off quite nicely for PRX as they were able to put a sizable amount of rounds together. But this actually takes us to our Verizon high-speed moment of this particular half. This one, we start things off with Monnier. Good to see him, really picking up where he left off yesterday.
Yeah, to me, these first 2 rounds were about KC figuring out how these site hits work, with this harbor wall pathing one way, and Monnier having a lot of different variants on how he paths into this site. They were really punishing KC early on. A big mistake to make is wanting to play back site to be able to flood back in against a team like this, so you can fight them while they're execing. But with this interesting pathing and the way that PRX plays with timings, that's almost impossible to do. So as this half developed, we started to see, I think, some good adaptation from KC, but it was only towards the end that they really figured it out, and this guy was such a big problem to solving that.
Yeah, exactly. Time and time again. It looks like we're going to talk about Monnier every single day, but he deserves it. And I think that play was also a very, very good example. Low buy, because it's a bonus. You have the ability to float them. That's exactly what you need to do on the side of KC. By the way, I was saying the Reyna not completely sold, and I forgot for 1 second that it is something, and he only needs to be on the operator. So of course, I'm still looking at him for this defense side, because of the reason why you would play Reyna is to deny those traits potentially when you have the operator. If he has the same effect that he has in other maps, he's a very big threat.
It was a tough half for KC, but they've rallied at least 4. If they can win this pistol round, build some momentum on this half, they can be strong. Their comp is really good at fighting for these extremities and having really fast rotations with the Yoru. They're comfortable here. They have their confidence now. This should be a much closer half.
Yeah, I see a KC that has woken up a little bit. I'm sure these fans are definitely adding to that momentum, but let's see if PRX quells the fire. We're going to send it back over to Pansy and Hypoc.
8-4. PRX did kick this off with a belting start. No 2 ways to put it, but Carmine Core have clawed their way back. They found a rhythm, they found a solution, and it got them 4 rounds in pocket. But Mike, do you reckon they can hold on to this?
I mean, it depends really on PRX's willingness to apply the same sort of pressure here. Right? Hang on, I thought he was just sat onto site here, Forsaken with the punish over the top of the truck.
Look at the flank, there's 4
It's so fast.
Tomasi's got to have heard, he's heard all of this. He's just trying to keep his head down, trying not to be spotted. Oh no, he's just eating the paranoia.
He beat into the leer.
Oh, it's the leer. Oh no, PRX sweep through them in the blink of an eye. Oh dear.
Flawless.
Absolutely shut down on this pistol round.
Oh, run it back for me one time, because what on earth?
I mean, credit to Forsaken. Not only does he find the kill, but stays alive long enough where this four-man flank, I mean, isn't really necessary. It's OTT, if anything.
Yeah. I was the Lear coming in, and it just screwed him over, didn't it?
One enemy remaining.
Just peeks out. Device still back here because he's dogged through. The Trailblazer comes through, opens up the first 3 players of PRX to come in. Tomazi just peeks out of the wrong second.
Got to force. Coming through. Something. Oh, the judge. Devastating. I know there's going to be more pressure, but he's down low, so he's got to be a little bit careful on the HP. Martin is already back by sight, but something still doing damage. Gets the heal off and goes in for more. Carmine Core just about staying alive in this. Give themselves just a little bit of safety to get a plant.
Flank once again from short. You see it's been pinged out here. The awareness is here from KC. Magnum reflanking it. Monye, he doesn't catch them though, ahead of the smoke falling.
Oh, this timing could be awful. Yeah, that's Monye dead. There's nothing he could have done. Mind Freak now. Sitting pretty. What can you do against 3? 2 towards Lamps. There's too many bodies there. Carmine Core. There we go. Finding a little bit of an answer there for themselves, but I was a bit worried that, honestly, something's judge was going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's scrappy as anything to kick this off. Something, again, I don't know what range he thinks he has with shotguns. He's jumping out here trying to find another kill. A round 2 flip here for KC.
Nice! Let's go, boys. Insane comeback starts now, yeah?
Okay.
Well, he's called it.
All right.
He's called it.
God, why would you say that? That's literally how you just get swept.
So, we've had so many caught in 4K moments at this event.
Oh dear. Oh.
It's Marty to fall first.
No.
Oh no, no, no.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine. They've got 2 vans.
So yeah, massive equipment advantage here.
Yep. Yeah.
Monye and Forsaken understand the shotgun range a little better than something.
He's just ambitious. He's just a little ambitious.
You can't fault ambition.
No. Oh, there you go. Now there's the pause, because you can see that
Casey kind of stunned here, yeah.
They're just like, what the hell's gone on? Because they don't have a beat on the rest of the map either, right? Like, the A site's completely unknown. There could be a flank on the way. They have no clue.
Well, these are the sort of compositions that this sort of playstyle from PRX does run rampant. With no Sentinel, there's so many question marks.
The Bucky. How does one feel about the Bucky?
I mean, if they're playing in long, they know to try and avoid the danger zone here, but Monye, chance to make something happen potentially here. I mean, he's inside the smoke. He's got the paint shell out. You can deny the plant at least.
I just feel like something's going to go wrong. I've just got a weird feeling. Okay, went to
Tomazi eats that.
Center of tube. Heal considered, but they don't really have the foundations for. Oh god! No, 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 no! The Bucky! Monye's on the side. Surely not. Shin and Magnum, please. What's going on?
Player standing.
Monye isn't going to get away with this. Nah, I'm not going to do it. Magnum there grips hold of the round.
Thank God the right click of the Bucky is useless now, because Shin's down at 8 HP.
Oh, I got scared.
There's a timeline where those right clicks are one-shotting Magnum.
Beaming him. We're good, we're good. This is fine. Something is such a nuisance as well. You can see him just playing out perfectly.
The timing of this first kill as well.
Nice from Magnum. Oh, done to him. After almost being cursed in the pre. But we do see the buy coming out now. This could be huge.
Seeker's available here for Carmine. Other side of things, something. Let's have his ultimate. Early showers control for KC. We're expecting more aggression. I mean, 30 seconds in, seems like it's going to come, and Divide's the one with the punish here.
Martin was able to scrape by with one, but the pressure isn't just on one side of the map, it's everywhere.
Oh my God. Why if he'd have lined that up?
I don't, I felt it. I got... what the hell is this game? Okay, so Tomasi has space on B, right? He's got them B site.
Problem is, Shin has about as much HP as he did last round.
Oh, God.
Tomasi trying to make something work, make this a little more comfortable. Shin will fall as well. PRX double digits now.
3 of them left with rifles. They can bolster that buy around it as best they can, but this crunch, it wasn't just here though. Again, run your mind back, it was also Monnier at the same time taking this space, and it just completely caught off Narrate.
One enemy remaining.
You say don't die, Fish? You say don't die?
Because again, it's like you see what, 3, potentially 4 people on this showers pinch. You're like, yeah, B's got to feel a little easy right now, guys.
Like, go.
Yeah. It's all encompassing from PRX. And their ability to punish defaults like this it's just, it's tough to watch, but at the same time, it's beautiful.
Oh, it is. And the question is, how much can Forsaken hold on to?
Fountain.
He's being hounded, because the hunting squad is on the way, but they've completely lost the A side. Fortunately, he's going to be trying to keep himself alive. Forsaken outplays Martin perfectly, but Narrate is there to try and keep this in their favor. The spike's in CT. What?
They didn't check close right.
Tomasi played in off the back of that, now position noted, but that spike's still in CT. They might make a run for it towards B. They don't know yet. They don't know how this fight's going to favor. How does it tip the scales? You still have Monnier in this position. What is this round? And what is that shot?
How is he getting 2?
He shouldn't be getting 2.
He's got Seekers to deal with as well.
They don't
Mindfreak's here as
know.
well.
They
It's
have
an
no
open
idea.
plant.
They have no idea. Death creeping around the corner as Narrate now called upon. This guy is damn good, but he is going to need a worldy round here. Oh,
This could
maybe
be
he's got it. Paint shell back on Divine. Dipping down, has to slip away. And now Divine, the 1v1, no flash, nothing. 5 bullets. Oh, and Divine's got him. Devastating after Narrate was this close to getting KC back in this game, but it is going to be 11 carved on the board for PRX.
Trading blows now back and forth. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And the fact that Mindfreak's in a position here to punish Shin. Narrate, unfortunately, again, it feels like this is a free site. So he has the time and the space to get towards long, find a more comfortable angle. Heartbreak for Narrate.
God, he tried.
Almost made that happen.
Such a volatile game between these two.
Yeah.
Like, normally in these rounds, my mind drifts a little, but there's still Stingers out, there's still Sheriffs, there's still a couple of ults that could potentially come into play.
Seen both teams capitalizing rounds like this. I mean, Monier's here with a judge.
Our spike carrier's down.
Mindfreak's just farming on B side.
Oh dear.
Buried.
Can't wait for the replay of that one. What the hell just happened?
It was a Prius moment.
Yes, classic.
Well, we might see the end of the round, though. Oh, Forsaken.
Okay.
Sharp to it. Magnum now left to try and recover. He's got another
Okay,
one.
hold
A
on.
third on the round for him.
Yeah, it's been enough to call in the ult, right? Like, this is enough.
Can he get through? He slipped through the spawn.
He has?
They haven't spotted him. They didn't actually see him on the cross.
That's huge. It gives him a little bit of time, right? Like, it's not a lot, but it's enough that he might be able to get a plant down. They have no idea. He could be an elbow by them. You know, they have no idea where he is. This is massive for Magnum.
What position does he take up? He's going to push
go
back
on.
towards spawn. And actually, PRX are splitting. He might have timing here on something.
But does something slow down? Does he wait? Does he try and play this out? He's going to note Forsaken, obviously. He doesn't know about something yet, so he's going to have to just make the best educated guess he can. Is this a good enough position? That might almost help him a little. Something does have full kit, though, so that Lear, he's going to know it now. Which way? He's got to gamble. Did something note him? He's looking this way. Magnum, can you clutch this up? Can you do what Narrate couldn't? You got one to the right, one to the left. He can't do it. Forsaken there. Well played by PRX. That is 12.
Map point on the board. Right down to the wire once again. KC still, I mean, scoreline aside, keeping these rounds close, Lauren.
Yes.
Like I said, trading blow for blow here.
Enemy down. Ready.
Oh.
Yeah, farming. Farming
Nice.
hookah. Purchase will come back for Carmine Core. Showstopper to work with. One away from the pit, 2 off the Seekers, so some tools potentially here Can they keep map 1 alive?
This patient start. Cautious. Because we have seen that PRX will run 3 men down down B long, but we are seeing Monnier this time actually pushing up towards A short, holding that judge. How long does he stick around? I think he's siding against committing towards it. Divide. Not actually relinquishing the angle. Stuck around on that, deciding not to fall back. There are 2 players behind him, Forsaken being one, and Mind Freak the other.
KC almost trying to bait out a rotation, much the same as PRX did. But the regress here from Hookah could be rewarded. They might even have time in here. KC have turned their backs.
This is a disaster in the making. They have no idea.
No, he's looking back.
Great turn, but it doesn't matter. The executioner's here. Mind Freak gonna make something out of that. 2 big kills found, but they have a player advantage for Carmine Core. 3 to the 2.
They have a pit to work with, though. Tomazi can lock down this site. Monnier going to be able to find an upgrade here. Something's got ahead of the smoke.
He's in, and he's got one. Martin's gone. He couldn't do any more, but he's bought enough time for at least Monnier to get close by, get a rifle into his hands. 1 on sight, 1 towards
Oh my God.
Monnier unleashing fury, but he couldn't find Tomasi. Carmine Core live for another round. Barely alive, but they do it.
2 examples of that energy being their downfall. A little overzealous. The approach from both Something and Monnier. Punished here. KC will find their 7th.
1 enemy remaining standing.
Regardless, so they are both looking absolutely electric.
Reminds me of Mini. Do you know what? I miss Mini.
I do miss Mini.
I wish we could bring him out to these events, you know what I mean?
Just still get him on a React camera.
Oh, God, yeah, that'd be great. I think that's just called a watch party, but still, he's not figured that one out yet, which is great. So maybe we can still steal him. As it stands, though, PRX still on the very verge of tipping the scales. This round, though, they are coming in less equipped. They do have Stingers, Sheriffs. They still have that rifle on Something.
I mean, tools to work with as well. Showstopper potentially if Monnier finds a kill.
You've almost got the full deck of ults on the other side, though, right? You've got everything there. There's a 4-play stack.
Here.
Now, traditionally, we've seen a couple of variations, but it's mostly Divide playing towards long, so maybe just him showing his hand isn't going to give away too much. That, however, should ring a couple alarm bells, maybe hoping to catch him a little further up towards long, but Carmine Core patiently waiting.
Dog, not sure how many it would have spotted there. Seeker's in response here from Magnum. Everybody huddled towards his position. Smoke's about to drop here. Monnier caught in the open. They catch Forsaken as well.
Still
traded.
Bit of damage here, and Device still around. Wait for Something, though. He's the final boss, and TP comes in. Yeah, nice work from Carmine Core. Quick pivot. Something is trying to hunt them at a similar pace. He is getting to spawn. He might get around the back of Shin here, depending on the timing, but still, they're going to get the plant. I don't think anyone's close enough to stop that now, so that's going to go down. But the back line, who wins this out?
I think it's going to catch Shin here. Orbital Strike committed.
Divide goes down. Mindfreak did get the trade, but look at this. Something now getting closer, down to 2 on either side. Mindfreak still only with that Sheriff, but it might be enough. Martin waiting in showers. He's going to take down Mindfreak. It's all on one. Something. Can he make something out of this? Incredibly hard round to try and break back into now with these positions.
Turn back into the flash. No swing from Martin.
Double swing. Yeah. Lovely, lovely work there in the post plant from Carmine Core. They're keeping this game close, Mike. They're building back now.
They're springing their step. 4 rounds still separate them. Frugal from both sides here in terms of investment of ultimates. Surprised to see the orbital strike come out there. PRX must have felt pretty good about things. Alex, not so much.
Penn took a beating.
Yeah. But ultimate's still available. Seekers and the Showstopper being the headliners for PRX. Still got that pit for Tomazi. Martin now try and fish out some information here on A site.
Let's see. He's blocking him. Just spotted him out there. How much can he get away with, though? Can he slip through towards CT? But all eyes on him, but it's Narrate from up above. Taking down Forsaken and Something. Sight's now open. Martin not going to be able to convert that kill, however. And they're getting quite paranoid at the flank. They're going to pop the ult as well on top of it. Viper's Pit to try and secure this. Monnier with the first man forward, but Narrate with the spray just connects well. This might be enough.
A showstopper gone. PRX's opportunities now dwindling. You can see that. Now to consider the save here. So well coordinated. The value amongst these two, Narrate and Martin, to relay this information. Right, the sort of Yoru execute that PRX famed this sort of composition for. A taste of their own medicine here. Won't be able to string together much of a purchase after this. But 2 rifles nonetheless. Mindfreak and Divide carry across into the next.
Good to see this man starting to really heat up here. His first half was, you know, fine, but this, they're already towards the top of the board here. Just 1 kill behind Monnier, who's on 19. So Narrate's starting to feel out the game a little bit, but again, it's just so dangerous. When you're up against 12 and you're up against PRX, there is that chance they just bring out a mad round that you can't handle. So they've decided it's time for a little bit of a break, a moment to consider. PRX pumping the brakes here themselves. And to check back in. 3 in a row for Carmine Core to get them to these 9 rounds after what was a very hard first half.
I mean, every team should be having nightmares about a PRX timeout with what happened yesterday. How quickly things turned around after calling a timeout.
True.
Carmine Core have built their way back into this map. Another buy round and a chance to tie things up. Force the overtime. And not many tools at their disposal now. They're previously pretty frugal in terms of the investment, but a saving grace here that PRX will only bring in 2 rifles, a couple of sheriffs, a stinger, a showstopper. Definitely a concern.
Looking to see if they're up to anything, if we're seeing that stack anywhere. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if something goes walkabouts. Him joining them over towards B might be somewhat indicative of it, but again, just kind of scraping together a buy to try and even out the economy a little bit, getting what they can. Something's been a little off on his purchases in that regard, but still, Martin trying to test. He's going to get himself the orb there. Patient beginnings. Does that TP get taken on the other side as well? Looks like it might be if they do spot a player, but as it stands, it's only Martin considered.
Was faking a little bit here, but that should be very indicative of what's going on, in case he can read that correctly. Still happy to let the clock tick away, so they might pivot back towards an A-site hit here. A deep smoke from Mindfreak, potentially slowing things down. Nothing going to be found off the showstopper, except for information. KC now dial up the pace towards A.
Yeah, they've got to get moving and they've got to clear. Done by Narrate. That's a tick in the box now. Can they take towards the side? Mindfreak is waiting. Quick little heal, going to get them topped up here. Flank is on the way, but that's going to be watched. Shin is on flank duty. He's got to catch Monnier. CT has the rest of the team coming back through. Martin clears Mindfreak. And now Divide something shoulder to shoulder.
Oh, he spotted him, Monnier saw him.
Spotted. He's going to be able to... Did he just get seen on the other side?
Yeah, he got seen on the other side.
Okay, so still, that's threat noted. Monnier should be dead here. Yeah, 3-man squad waiting for him. Done. Quick turn of attention, because look who's on the side. Device now here. Tomasi handles it well. Something can do nothing about this. Too many bodies, too little time. Carmine Core. They're back in the game. Double digits made. Maybe OT is now on the horizon.
Win out this buy round here. I mean, especially with the showstopper being invested. This PRX just is itching to make something happen in this round.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, it'll be tough behind this. That could give KC access to overtime.
Nice, let's go, boys. Let's go!
Forsaken, one of his ultimate, something, Empress.
Cutting through.
Nothing else really here. With the TP from Shin.
Scatter.
Well, the TP from Shin's going to get right behind this.
Spike.
He's committed to it.
Spike! No! Tomasi and Martin get caught on the cross. That could be it. That Spike is in a disastrous place. Shin doesn't get noted by the flash, but they're so aware. Monye sweeps back through.
Oh, it's just one of those rounds where PRX decide to walk on you. Round 23, by the way. That's just ridiculous. You let your foot off the gas for a minute.
A second. You thought maybe, oh, we could just cross up towards Hookah. No. No, you absolutely couldn't. And that might be the start and the end of this map. That spike being lost there. Because they can go back to their default.
I love the way the PRX have just disengaged from this as well. So they know KC have so many question marks here. They have to shift walk around the entirety of the map. Now got the spike, 40 seconds left, and limited options.
It looks like Narrate be a problem. Pull rotation and pray that Magnum can outdo Forsaken. He's got one flash and a slow rotation coming his way from Monye as well, so he's in a real pickle here. Forsaken has the angle, and he's got the shot. Spike now left, it's all on one. Narrate, can you do anything? Monye is getting audacious, but PRX get to 13 and claim map 1.
Great resilience shown here from Carmine Court. It's tough to ever have to mount a comeback versus a team like PRX, where every round feels demoralizing. Feels as if you're just getting out-fragged, basically.
Yeah, this is a wake-up call. Welcome to the big leagues, Carmine Court. 10 rounds was good. 13 was much better.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Yes, problem. You need Verizon. Trade in that old thing and get a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics. So many selfies.
A preposterous amount of panos!
That means panoramic.
And as many portraits of me as your heart desires.
How about none?
None feels right.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro and iPad and Apple Watch SE all on us. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.